Hello and a very warm welcome. Driver ratings for the Japanese Grand Prix. All 20 drivers covered. You know the score by now, let's jump into it. Valtteri Bottas dominates the Japanese Grand Prix. In we go, all 20 drivers covered. We'll start with, who do we start with? Sebastian Vettel, 9. Pole position, perfect weekend, apart from his jump start. He basically lost the race at the start, Sebastian. I mean, it was a perfect weekend, bar his little movement. He was lucky not to get away. Well, should he have had a penalty? Probably, but he didn't gain anything, did he? Because he stopped, he lost the position to Bottas. So Charles Leclerc, 5. Now I have docked him down. He's second in qualifying. Gets a post-race penalty, which drops him to 7th. Marked him down because he destroyed Max's race. Charles got a bit of understeer, hit Max, ruins Max's race. He did the most overtakes. He gave us the best entertainment, did Charlie, but his move on Kimi Raikkonen in the 130R, I had to turn away from the screen. It was so close, but it was entertaining watching him come through the field, but he has to be marked down. Destroyed Max's race. Carlos Sainz, 10. It seems like I'm saying that every weekend. Form of his life. Arguably driver of the season. Consistent. P5 in the race. I mean, outstanding. Honestly, Sainz is just on another level at the minute. Wow, he's going to end up getting 6 in the drivers if he continues performing like this. He's so consistent. Lando Norris, 7. Again, amazing over one lap is Norris as he qualifies 8th, just behind Carlos. But he got taken out at the points in the race. Albon dive bombed him into the last corner. Norris had to pit, never got back in the points. I mean, Sainz finished 5th, so Norris is going to be in the points. Kevin Magnussen, 0. Crashed in qualifying in the last corner, nowhere in the race. It's got to be 0 for Magnussen. Destroyed the car in quali. Not good. Romain Grosjean, 3. Fantastic qualifying, P10, but as usual, Haas so inconsistent. Race, as usual, very poor. 2 great moves into turn 1 though. Hulkenberg, 8. He had an issue in qualifying, hydraulic issue, and then his first lap was very good, went from P15 to P10, and he ends up finishing P10. It's quite confusing because there was an issue with the checkered flag, so Perez actually crashed out the race, but he still got in the points because they messed up with the flag or something, so it's very confusing. It's the top 10 is Bottas, Vettel, Hamilton, Albon, Sainz. Then we have Ricciardo. Then comes Leclerc with his penalty. Gasly, Perez, Hulkenberg. I think that's the order anyway. Or it could be Gasly and Perez the other way. Where did we get to? Oh, Daniel Ricciardo, 8 out of 10. You can only give the Renault boys 8 because they had a shocking qualifying. Again, shocking qualifying for Daniel Ricciardo. But amazing in the race. Gets up to P6. Benefits from Charles Leclerc getting a penalty. And yeah, best overtaker in F1. Ricciardo fuming, and then after the race he's happy. Valtteri Bottas, 10 out of 10. Amazing start. Dominated the race. Beat Hamilton all weekend. Basically won the race at the start. And we used to having Valtteri, it's James. We had James, it's Valtteri. Fucking gilling there, porridge. To whom it may concern, fuck you. He said that live on Sky Sports F1. Funny. Lewis Hamilton's 6 out of 10. Not a great weekend. Scruffy. All race long. It's what you call a Lewis Hamilton off weekend. Yes, he qualified 4th. He got on the podium in the race, but in the race he's whining. He's complaining about strategy all the time. Instead of just getting on with the job in hand, he's always on the radio. So yeah, I've marked him down. I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan, but when Well, he didn't do shit because he's still got a podium. He's still going to be the world champion. But for me, it was scruffy, whiny, but he got on the podium. So Giovinazzi 3. Qualifying beat Kimi 3 in a row, but race very poor. Kimi Räikkönen 1. He's not on form, he's really struggling. He's meant to be a Suzuka specialist, but Giovinazzi beat him, and then Kimi beat him in the race, I suppose, but Alpha really struggling. Pierre Gasly 9. Very impressed. Very impressed with him since he's gone back to Toro Rosso. Looks confident, looks like he's enjoying his driving again. He was nowhere in Red Bull, but Gasly, I mean, 8th, had that contact with Perez right at the end, but he's impressed me since he's gone back. Kvyat 3, very quiet weekend. I've got nothing written down for Danny Kvyat. I mean, just a very quiet weekend. Max 5, high hopes, Honda's home race, didn't deliver. Lap 1, got a great start, was on the outside, gets taken out by Leclerc. Huge damage, has to retire. Not Max's fault, but I mean, I can't really give him more than 5, can I? I mean, he qualified 5th. Honda are meant to have been worldy at their home race with their engine, and then he gets taken out, so you can't really give him more than a 5. Albon 9, and he should probably get 10, but he doesn't get 10 because he took Norris out. Best weekend in a Red Bull, same time as Max in qualifying. So he qualifies 6th, he finishes 4th. It was a superb weekend for the softly spoken Thai driver. George Russell, 5 out of 10. Nearly beat Perez in qualifying. Struggled big time with the brakes in the race. Beat Kubica's Raw weekend. Very tough to mark the Williams boys. 5 for Russell. Robert Kubica. I always hate doing Kubica, but 0. I mark these drivers as I say it. No favouritism to anyone. It's got to be 0. Pull it in the wall in qualifying. Just warming up, coming round the last corner. About to start his lap. Doesn't even start his lap because he puts it in the fence. Very critical of the team. Even though the team got his car back out in time for the race after he crashed it. Beaten by Russell all weekends. It's a tough one. I really like Kubica, but you got to say the truth. Like, for me, it's got to be 0. Sergio Perez, 8 out of 10. Perez, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo all get 8 because they had poor qualifying, but they were really good in the race. Poor qualifying, good points, contact with Gasly right at the end, but somehow he remains in the points because there was a cock-up with a flag. So I believe he got 9th. It could be either way around. Gasly 8th. Yeah, Gasly 8th, Perez 9th. Perez 8th, Gasly 9th. Lance Stroll 6th. Beat Sergio Perez in qualifying. Lance Stroll qualified 12th. That is his weak area, so that's a good effort by Stroll. Solid weekend. Ends up P11. Thought he had a point when his teammate was in the fence, but he doesn't get the point. He ends up P11 because Perez still gets his points. And all 20 drivers covered. Yes, we have, but I'm going to do an extra driver. And I don't know this guy's first name. A bonus driver. Yamamoto, the home Japanese driver, got to drive in practice 1 in the Toro Rosso. And I'm going to give Yamamoto 10 out of 10. I believe he's 31 years old, Super Formula champion. Practice 1, he drives a Toro Rosso. The first time he's ever driven a Toro Rosso. And he was 17th. He was only 0.1 off Kvyat. I was really impressed with him. I mean, he's 31 years of age. He's never going to get a seat in F1, especially at Toro Rosso, because it's a young team. But I was very impressed with him. So there we have it. After a typhoon delays qualifying, that is qualifying reaction done on a Sunday. Race reaction and driver ratings for the Japanese Grand Prix. It's been a weird weekend. It's been long, as you can see under my eyes, bags. I did a 24-hour stint with qualifying. I stayed up. I didn't go to sleep. Qualifying reaction, race build-up, race reaction. And yeah, I'll be getting a lot of sleep, catching up on that sleep. Yeah, but there we have it. Weekend done. Wow, this season's flying by. Mercedes, big shout out Mercedes, dominated the hybrid era. Arguably 6 in a row constructors. It's going to be 6 drivers as well. We're going to be crowning Lewis Hamilton. Probably, I don't know. Are we going to do it Mexico, Austin? I mean, he's phenomenal round Austin, so he'll probably win round Austin. But we've crowned him champion at Mexico the last 2 years. So it's what race are we on? Race 17. Race 18 will be Mexico. Race 19 Austin. Race 20 Brazil. And then to top it off, Abu Dhabi. Yas Marina. So there we have it. Japanese Grand Prix weekend done. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Comment down below. We'll always reply. Who scored highly this week? Valtteri Bottas and Carlos Sainz. Bottas dominates the race. Sainz is a consistent performer. I mean, outstanding Carlos Sainz. Who scored low? Kevin Magnussen with a big fat 0. Stuck it in the wall in qualifying. And Robert Kubica with a big fat 0. Both crashed in qualifying. Both brought the red flag out. And yeah, it was a good weekend at Japan. I actually enjoyed it. I feel they should look into that. We have practice 1, practice 2 on a Friday. Do qualifying on Saturday and the race on Sunday. Get rid of practice 3 because look how much action we saw. The F1 teams knew they couldn't go out on Saturday because of this typhoon, and we saw probably the most action we've ever seen in practice 1 and practice 2. Cars actually on the circuit instead of in the garage. So for me, I would get rid of practice 3. Let's have practice 1, practice 2. Lots of running, lots of action. Get them race runs in and qualifying stints and get straight into qualifying on Saturday and race on Sunday. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. Get them comments in down below. And Mexico in 2 weeks. I'm actually glad there's not an F1 race next weekend because huge game. United v Liverpool. So I can actually watch it. Usually sometimes they clash with an F1 race. 2 weeks time. Mexico. Can't wait. Join me for qualifying reaction, race reaction, driver railings. Adios. Bottas dominates the Japanese Grand Prix. And big shout out the Japanese fans. So passionate. Very passionate fans. Brilliant. Adios. Congratulations Mercedes and Bottas.